How to form a real estate LLC. Because if you're doing business and you're making money, you need one. You ready? Let's go. So it doesn't matter if you're a fix and flipper or a buy and hold investor. It's a good idea to put all of your investment properties in a holding company, like an LLC, for added protection. So starting a real estate LLC is also generally pretty simple and can be done on your own. It can be done online or with the help of an attorney. Regardless of what level of assistance you choose to set yours up, it would make sense for you to understand the 6 steps that are involved so that you know that it's getting done the right way. Big warning here. Meaning, before I let you in on these 6 steps of forming a real estate LLC, I must warn you there's a lot here to do and some very important stuff to not do. So if you'd like to just get this over with and have your LLC set up for you, check out freeentity.com. Over there, they're gonna ask you some questions and they'll answer all of your questions. And if you choose to have them set up your LLC, they'll get it done the right way and fast. Now, if you're more of the do-it-yourself type, understood. Let's begin. Number 1, research regulations. The formation of an LLC will vary slightly from state to state, with fees and regulations being subject to change. Most investors choose to incorporate within the state that they conduct business, though some opt for areas with more relaxed business laws like Delaware or Nevada. Do note that if you have a physical presence or do business across state lines, you will have to register a foreign LLC in each of these places. Selecting a state, it's entirely up to you, so be sure to research the process before actually getting started. And all of this information will be available on your area's Secretary of State website. Number 2, choose a business name. The right business name is more fundamental than you might think. Not only should it attract potential clients, but it must also be unique to register as an LLC. So write out a few potential options before going online to check their availability. One of the best tips to follow as you name your business is to avoid pigeonholing yourself. Starting an LLC is only the beginning of your real estate business, so choose a business name with potential. Once you have some candidates in mind, make sure they are not already taken. So the most common reason LLC applications are rejected is because of problems with business names. So go to Google and type in LLC name search, and you'll see multiple options on how to research your name. Number 3, file your articles of organization. The articles of organization for an LLC is essentially the blueprint of a business. It should state the company name, primary address, the start date, the business owners, referred to as members, and a brief description of the business. As I mentioned, the specifics can vary between states. So with that in mind, make sure that you include each of the required parts before submitting your articles of organization to the Secretary of State's office. This is also the part of the process where business owners must pay any fees associated with starting an LLC. Now, it may take a few weeks to hear back from their office, but there should be no issues with approval if everything is submitted properly. Now, number 4, create your operating agreement. Now, not all states will require an operating agreement, though it is not a bad idea to create one as a part of your business plan anyway. The states that do require one as of the recording of this include California, Delaware, Maine, Missouri, and New York. While the other states have different rules, an operating agreement can actually come in handy no matter where you live. Essentially, it states how the business is divided among members and how decisions will be made. Further, it can also describe what would happen if one member decided to leave the company. One of the biggest perks of starting an LLC is that it can offer protection from several negative situations. The same logic applies to an operating agreement. It protects business members by anticipating possible scenarios that could harm the business structure. All right, just 2 more steps to go to setting up your LLC. And if you learned something up to this point, do me a favor, let me know by smashing the like button. And if you haven't done so already, and only if you take your real estate investing seriously, by the way, be sure to click the subscribe button because I share tips, tricks, tactics, and resources like this for real estate investors each and every week, and you don't want to miss any of them. Number 5, publish an intent to file. Now, only 3 states require an intent to file: Arizona, Nebraska, and New York. And this means that if you are forming an LLC in one of these 3 states, you are required to publish an ad in your local newspaper stating your intention to create an LLC in that state. Generally, investors will publish ads over 3 to 6 weeks in a newspaper. The newspaper will then send back an affidavit of publication, which must be submitted to the Secretary of State's office. Number 6, obtain licenses and permits. A real estate investment LLC is typically not the only designation that you'll need to open your doors for business. Almost all states will have separate licenses and permits that are required before conducting business. These can include a general business license, sales tax permit, professional license, and more. Again, your questions on this part of the process can typically be answered with a little online research. I recommend starting with the U.S. Small Business Administration's website and going from there. Now, there are 6 fundamental mistakes to avoid when starting an LLC for real estate. You see, while forming a real estate LLC is immensely important for protection, the beginning stages of setting it up can also be massively intimidating for beginners. Also, there are several common mistakes that investors make along the way. So to better assist in understanding the complexity of a real estate LLC, I'll share with you the biggest mistakes people make when forming one. First thing, not starting the process of forming your LLC before pursuing new deals. Second, selecting the wrong LLC structure for your business. Third, commingling personal and business funds or engaging in unethical practices. Number 4, not consulting a professional on the best corporate and tax structures for your business. Number 5, omitting the proper steps and due diligence recommended when forming an LLC. And number 6, underestimating ongoing costs and maintenance to keep the LLC up and running. Now, I warned you. You can see at this point, there is a lot to do and a lot of stuff to make sure that you don't do. And if you'd like to talk to a professional other than some guy on YouTube like me to help you set up an LLC, and particularly the right kind for you and your business, I've worked out a deal with some friends of mine so that my clients get a complimentary consultation with an expert to brainstorm some ideas around helping you keep more of what you make. And then, if it makes sense, they'll go ahead and they'll set up the business entity for you. And here's the best part. They've even agreed to pick up most of the customary expenses that you'd expect to pay when setting up an entity like this. So what's the catch? Because there's always a catch, right? Well, they know after they prove to you how good they are and how well they'll take care of you, you'll probably want to do more business with them in the future. That's it. It's the old show them how you can help them by actually helping them trick. They're pretty sneaky that way. They're gonna look at your situation, they're gonna take care of all the complex nuances of setting up a business and make sure that you are structured the right way. And when it's done correctly, you can write off over 250 different deductions, saving you potentially thousands, even if you're just starting out. So if you like the idea of this, get the rest of the details and book a time for your call at freeentity.com so you can protect your assets and start keeping more of your hard-earned money. freeentity.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.